Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Alpha X cast. This one from the Group of Death, Group D from IEM Katowice. Give it up in the bottom right corner for the blue Alpha X Protoss, Zoun. And in the top left, it's our red Zerg player, Scarlett, the Queen of Blades, against the Three Kingdoms General. Who is going to take this group stage best of three? I'm your caster this evening, Renegade. Honor and pleasure to be here, as always. I suppose it could be morning or afternoons. This is direct to VOD, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this little casterino. Scarlett, forced to take her third location as the natural expand. Nice probe block from Zoun. At this high level, you kind of expect it. Scarlett responding professionally in response, very calmly, taking that expansion, taking her spawning pool, getting ready for the next stages of this game. A Gate Nexus Cyber from Zoun. Standard openings on both sides of our map. It's going to be a bit before this kicks off. Scarlett, one of the American hopes in IEM Katowice. Is she going to be able to make a deep run? I don't know. I actually, at the time of this cast, I haven't finished watching Katowice. And I haven't gotten to Group D. I've watched Group B, so I don't know. This is an entirely blind cast. I have zero clue what the results are. If it turns out Scarlett won Katowice, I would lose my mind. I'd go crazy with happiness. But she would have a lot of tough opponents who are favored against her in her way, as would Zoun. Zoun, over the last couple of years, really making a name for himself as one of very few new Koreans to the scene. Well, I mean, I guess he's been here for a pretty moderate amount of time at this point, but yeah, definitely a big player nowadays. Going to be Robotech into Resonating Glaives for Zoun. Scarlett sending out a hit squad of links. Metabolic boost finishing for her. Perfectly on time at the 3:30 mark. She's just going to split link scouts every which way. Zoun has gotten a Stalker. He does not want his 2-base play scouted. And Scarlett is actually going to forego scouting. She's just got this Ling at the front. There's no Overlord going into the main. So the only thing that's going to cue her into this is the lack of a third for Zoun. Zoun finishing up the Prism. Resonating Glaives ticking ever closer to completion. Roach Warren halfway done for Scarlett. Zoun zipping forward, and the Prism is scouted by the Ling of Scarlett. This is going to give her precious seconds to react. Already 6 Lings in their cocoons. Zoun warps in, but this is probably way farther away from where he actually wanted to warp in. It's going to be an uphill battle for Zoun to cause damage to Scarlett at this point. 14 more Zerglings popping out of their cocoons. Roaches on the way for Scarlett, getting ready to intercept. A robust Queen Force sitting right in the midpoint between the Nat and the third. She's going to have a ton of options to respond to the Resonating Glaives at depths, and I think Zoun knows that, which is why he's shifting into a Robo Bay. The Roach Queen is going to pressure the Adept's bodies while the Lings go after the Shade. Zoun not taking a third. Is it going to be Disruptor? Scarlett sneaking out a creep highway in the middle of the map, but the active tumor does get shut down. Prism speed on the way for Zoun. Not seeing any Robo-Bay units yet, though. Zoun not tipping his hand. There it is. It's going to be a Disruptor to start things out for Zoun as he tries to establish his third. Roach speed on the way for Scarlett, and given that we're past the 6-minute mark, there's no fourth. She still could take one, but both locations are currently empty. I think this is going to be a 3-base all-in from Scarlett. We're past the 6:20 mark. This is almost like you never take a fourth without launching an attack past the 6:20 mark as a Zerg player. So Scarlett is indeed morphing in Ravagers, putting more and more units to the field. Is going to make 5 more drones, but I think she just wants to take a couple more gases. Yeah, that's exactly what Scarlett's going to do. Zoun sending out a Prism. It's going to be a double Disruptor drop. Queen takes a couple pot shots at the incoming Prism. Every volley the Queens get is going to put pressure on Zoun to retreat. Only one Disruptor shot is going to cause substantial damage. And it's not the Disruptor shot. It's actually 2 Adepts. 2 Adepts are going to be the Disruptor shot. That causes substantial damage. 7 drones dead for Scarlett. A nice ruse by Zoun. An Observer going very far into creep. The creep being pushed way back right now. Oh, God. Zoun overshoots the Disruption Nova. These Disruptors can turn things in the Protoss's favor, but I'm actually liking Scarlett's position quite a bit better as long as she can finally launch the attack she's been aching to for roughly 90 seconds now. Zoun putting the pressure on Scarlett. Scarlett trying to alleviate some of that pressure with a Ling run by, eating up a ton of shield battery energy as Banelings roll in. In the meantime, Zoun continuing to try and close the gap to Scarlett's third. Scarlett grabbing a 5th base down at the 9 o'clock position. The Ling Bane rolls through, and 11 probes are cleaned up at Zoun's third. One Disruptor dead. 2 Disruptors dead. 2 Ravagers trade to a Purification Nova, and Scarlett has pretty decent position on Zoun. Now, Zoun's got the units, but Scarlett's going to have 14 Roaches worth of reinforcements as long as she can hold on. No! She loses 5 Roaches, and that's going to turn the equilibrium entirely in Zoun's favor. Scarlett has to draft the drones into battle, and Zoun is going to deal, at the very least, severe damage to Scarlett, if not win the game outright with this push. Fresh Warping of Adepts is moving forward to cause mayhem for the Queen of the Zerg. Scarlett did get some Banelings into the natural of Zoun, so is going to kill off 16 more probes. This guy's looking for a target. No, he's going to roll all the way back home to try and fight this Protoss army. Zoun. Strafing the 3rd base of Scarlett. Oh, man. Last second pickup from Zoun is going to save the Disruptor. Does Scarlett have enough to actually push this away? This was looking like a game-ending push from Zoun, but Zoun actually only has 30 workers at home. Corrosive Bile connects, but oh man, Scarlett's got 10 roaches coming, but that's the problem. They're coming. They're not here. She only has 3 units to defend, and they are going to die to stalker volleys. The drones start dropping again, and it's once more looking like Zoun has broken Scarlett. There it is. Zoun goes up 1-0 to start our series. Zoun was a minor name back like 2014 to 2016. Had a decent run in Pro League, if I recall correctly, but like really splashed back onto the scene in 2019, and has only been improving since then. He's had his ups and downs, but it's like stock market ups and downs. Like Zoun is on an upward trajectory. I mean, he's made it this far in the ESL circuit, reached Katowice, and is contending for bracket play. Unfortunately, in the group of death, I think you take him and you transplant him to group A, B, or C, and he has a much more decent shot of doing extremely well. But group D is just absolutely savage. Scarlett, definitely a match for Zoun. Can she pull it off, though? Zoun was able to win in game number 1, but it was a close win. It was very close. There were moments where Scarlett looked like she was going to break free of Zoun's chokehold. It was narrow plays winning it for Zoun. I think resoundingly, the disruptor shot that took off 5 roaches was actually the key determining play for Zoun. Like, those 5 roaches broke the equilibrium into Zoun's favor, and he was able to pick off the reinforcements as they popped out of the third, etc. Because Scarlett actually had a decent drone count for quite a long time in game number 1. Robo play from Zoun. We're not seeing a Twilight Council. Could we be seeing a Robo Bay? Could this be disruptor drops right off the rip? Okay, we see a prism first. I don't know what to make of this. Is this going to be double stalker drop, maybe? Is Zoun gonna drop a depths? Okay, there's the Twilight Council as soon as the Overlord's forced away. But Zoun's going to have this prism before any tech hits the field from this Twilight Council. I don't know what happens here, guys. I have zero clue. Observer follow-up. Okay. Okay, it is going to be a depth drop. Scarlett sending her scouting links out onto the map. And again, we're seeing Scarlett take excellent map control, lots of vision, great Overlord spread, this time getting a scout of Zoun's main, seeing the early Robo, whereas in game number 1, she didn't bother to scout Zoun's base proper at all. And I think that really hurt her, even though she was able to see the prism go out with Link Scouts. But 2 drones are going to be the first casualties of Zoun's pressure. He is going resonating glaives behind his drop. Scarlett continuing to drone hard and play it cool. A minimal number of links out on the field to meet the aggression of Zoun, which is really good, actually. Zoun is trying to provoke the Zerg into panicking. to the initial prism presence, but Scarlett not taking the bait. However, she is going to have to respect the secondary push. If she misread this, I mean, she has 5 roaches on the way. She's gonna know this is resonating glaives now. She can see the orange shooting out from the adepts. Zoun takes the high ground, is going to be able to kill off 2 queens as well as the initial wave of lings. Make it to the mineral line. Wait! The roaches pop right on the adepts. They are going to be able to... Actually, they all die and only kill off 1 adept. What? Zoun, moving in an arc, is able to kill off 8 drones, 9 drones, and counting. These guys taking some casualties, some of them shading to the natural. The bulk of the forces staying in the main, killing off another queen, and another one, and another one. Oh my god, Zoun is tearing Scarlett to shreds. Big shade from Zoun into the natural of Scarlett. More roaches are dropping. 17 drones dead. And L. And ratio. Scarlett's only got roaches. There's nothing left here to defend. Scarlett has to go on the attack. The 3rd in the red. This is devastating. Zoun sending divisions every which way. This is really hard to micro for both players. But it's kind of like Zoun chooses where to attack. Scarlett has to react to it. And Scarlett really struggled in the reaction department. So she's just got to attack. But she's not. She's trying to hold a defensive position, and she's about to lose the 3rd. If this 3rd drops, it's maybe straight up GG for the Zerg. Oh my god, the 3rd dropped. She has a small military advantage. She's got to go. A disruptor and prism speed. Now on the field, 2 disruptors, as a matter of fact. The prism is going to try and drop them on Scarlett's army, though, it looks like. So she may be able to run around and hit the natural of Zoun. No! Scarlett! Scarlett, you're staying home way too long. I understand it's cozy. I understand it's comfy. But there's nothing left for you here. There's nothing left. You don't have a 3rd. There's no 3rd for Scarlett. 8 minutes into this game, a 4th is not even a distant dream. Like, it's like Plato's allegory of the cave, but it's Plato's allegory of the 4th. Scarlett has only ever known 3 bases. She can't even imagine what a 4th base would be like till she gets to the mouth of the cave, and she is still a couple levels from the top. Oh no. The Spire is scouted. The Adepts killing off 19 more drones. Scarlett under siege. The Disruptors come, and they take out 7 roaches with the first 2 shots. GG. Zoun takes down Scarlett 2-0 in Group D.